Hey guys, it's Robert from The College Investor here, and I am excited to dive into TurboTax 2017. And we're going to dive in and do a mock tax return today and talk a little bit about TurboTax and why we like it so much. Honestly, TurboTax is always a standout when it comes to tax filing software, and this year is no different. The big thing with TurboTax, though, is that if you qualify for the free version, they do put some limitations on what you can do, and that's the only reason why we actually rank TurboTax as our number 2 favorite tax software this year. H&R Block does edge them out, and you can read or see more about that, read more about that in our H&R Block video and our H&R Block review. But we're talking about TurboTax today and how awesome it is. So here we are on their home screen, and you can see that TurboTax has 4 different versions. They have their Absolute Zero version right here, which honestly is free, but it's for simple returns, so 1040 Easy or 1040A. Where people get into problems with this Absolute Zero edition is a lot of low-income filers might qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Care Tax Credit, things like that. Well, you're going to have to move to this deluxe version to get deductions and credits. You're not going to get that in the Absolute Zero version, and so you can see your prices start moving up. Now, if you have any investments or rental property, well, you're going to be needing to use the Premier version. And if you're self-employed or a side hustler, so freelancers, small business owners, independent contractors, you need to use this self-employed version. Now, as you can see, I've been to the TurboTax website a couple times, so I'm getting a discounted price showing on my screen here. And if you go to the link below the video here, or if you're watching this on my review page, we have a link to a special. Amazon always runs a special every year, and honestly, I think the Amazon pricing is usually the best. But you know, TurboTax does run sales and stuff, so keep that in mind that you might get a better deal not coming directly to their website. So, how do you get started? How does it look this year? Let's dive in and file our taxes for free. So I've used TurboTax. I'm going to come in. I'm going to log in. It's going to just ask me for all my stuff here. Let's sign in. Boom. Super easy. It's going to pull all my information up. And let's get to know me. Who am I going to be this year, man? I always like making fun names up. I want to be John Wick because I just watched John Wick, and it's a pretty cool movie. All right, I'm going to be a New Year's baby, and I live in 92020. Great to meet you, John. Boom. How do you feel about doing your taxes? Well, I feel good, but I've done this a few times. The cool thing I like about TurboTax every year is that they make their interfaces cute, but also really easy to navigate. Should I be single or should I be married this year? I am going to be single just to keep it there. It's complicated. Got it. Later in the personal information, we'll gather more details. That's cool. All right, I'm just going to be single though. I do have children. I've owned a home, and we're going to go with that. And then I had a job, I paid student loan interest, I paid vehicle registration fees, I made donations to charity, and I had a bank account interest. Why not? Cool. There's some information about me. Let's rock and roll. Loading. All right, cool. So let's run through, get some personal information here. John Wick, we're going to make, it might get mad. Yeah, it always gets mad. It's like they know. I'm just going to still making that one up. They might get mad. Occupation, amazing person. All right. Am I a member of the armed services? No. I lived in California. Yes. And then they just have a couple random questions here that are slightly out of the screen, but nothing out of the ordinary. Is asked if I am preparing this on John's behalf because he died. He did not die. He's right here. Yes, I have children to support. My child. And I'm going to call this Jane Wick. Why not? She was born on New Year's Day this year. Why not? Boom. This is my daughter. And there we go. Boom. How many months did Jane live with me? The whole year. And I was in the U.S. Do any of these apply? No. Okay, we know Jane is a baby, but we have to ask, did she pay for most of her living expenses? No. Do you have an agreement with Jane's other parents? No. Where did Jane spend most of his time? My home. No, I'm not letting her other parents claim her. No, another relative didn't live in my home. All right, Jane qualifies me for a tax break. Cool. And what's Jane's social? There we go. Cool. There we go. And let's enter my mailing address. 555 Will San Diego Avenue. Perfect. That's great. No, I did not make money in any other states. Did you pay more than half the cost to keep your home? Yes, I did pay half the cost to keep my home. I'm going to be a head of household this year. And see, this is what I like. This software picks it out for you based on all your different things. If you go to some of the other tax software options, you have to pick whether you're single or head of household, and you might not know. And so TurboTax really does make it easy to do this. They do have these upsells. You could speak with somebody, and you can pay for things. We're not going to do it. We're just going to keep with the free edition, and let's just get going here so you can see what it looks like. No. We'll start my W-2. Work on my W-2s. You can import on TurboTax, which is super easy, which is awesome. But I don't have an import because I'm just making this up as we go. My employer name is Super Awesome Company. And they're going to be at 500 San Diego Avenue, San Diego, California, 911. All right. And then how much did I make in wages? Always a good question. I made 62,714. Why not? And my federal tax withheld was I paid 10,126, and then 62,714, and Social Security tax withheld is, man, I should have planned this out a little better when I started prepping. We're gonna do 5461. Medicare is 62,714. We're gonna do 29. Boom. It's probably gonna get mad at me because something's probably wrong here. 555. State wages is gonna be 62,714. And how should I pay in state tax? 3397. Perfect. Great. I get a refund of $5,000 so far. $388. All right. I love how TurboTax fixes it for me. Medicare. All right. Did I have any of these uncommon situations? No, none of these. Cool. I'm glad we got that fixed. Do I have another W-2 to enter? Nope. Done. And then I'm going to say I got some interest. Did you receive any interest income? Yes. You can connect your banks here, which is super awesome. I'm just going to do USAA. I'm going to type it in myself. And I'm going to receive from USAA. And I'm going to say I received $102 in interest. Why not? None of these situations apply. Did you have any interest from a bank or brokerage? Nope. Done. Wrap up income. Do you own or control a foreign bank? I don't. All right, let's dig into my tax breaks. See if I can save. Did I have any medical expense deductions, tax preparation fees? Um, you know, I did not, but you could deduct your tax preparation fees if you need to. Now it's time for the fun part. Did I pay any mortgage interest? Yes, I did. Yes, I did pay on a home loan. I'm going to say Wells Fargo. And I co-own this loan with somebody else. None of these apply. Now, how much mortgage interest did I pay? $8,800. And how much property tax did I pay? $6,200. Perfect. Nope. Great. I get to save even more money, I think, maybe. Yep. Bam. Look at my refund going up there. Property taxes. This needs review. Okay. Congratulations. You get a tax break. Okay. I get $1,000 there. Donations to charity. I did donate. Who did you donate to? I want to say Red Cross. And I gave $20. Done. I wonder what that changes. Okay. Gave me like another $1 off my taxes. That's great. Car registration fees. I did pay a car registration fee. I don't have a car anymore. Acura TL. And I paid $158. So I'm at $6,352. My $158 raises that to $6,375. Man, another $25. All right. Student loan interest. Did I make my student loan interest? Yes. My name of my lender. Who should my lender be? We'll say Navient, because no one likes Navient right now. And I paid them $1,200 in interest. Perfect. That's going to jack my refund up too. Bam. Look at that thing go up. All right. And I am done. Wrap up tax breaks. Continue. Oh, they're checking for every possible tax break. And no, I didn't pay for any child care. Let's find out if for the future. I'm not going to do that. That seems like a lot. All right. So here's where they get you. And this is what I want to show you guys. So if your current refund with the standard deduction would be $51.67, but if you itemize with TurboTax Deluxe, you go up to $65.55. So of course I want to get a bigger tax refund, but they charge you. So I have to upgrade to Deluxe if I want to get my tax refund and do everything the right way on here. So that's what my big drawback is with TurboTax, and why H&R Block is our current favorite this year, because they allow a lot of these deductions and tax credits to take place on their free version. So keep that in mind. Yes, I was covered. Let me just finish this up. Heck? No. I was not. Cool. Other tax situations. I shouldn't have any of this stuff. I'm just going to be done with other. Now we can skip AMT. And then we're pretty much done. We just go right into the state. It transfers everything over. And we're pretty much done. Yes, I filed to California. No, a different name was not used last year. Did you make a tax payment? No. Continue. All right. Anything special? Nothing really. Did you pay rent for at least? Nope. No. Skip that. Continue. Nope, I don't. Cool. Done. All right, let's check it over. Cool. And so we're just a little early. You can start e-filing here at the beginning of January, but you can see how quick and easy TurboTax is. They make this thing really easy to file. They make it super easy to figure out what you need. The big drawback, though, is that pricing of the free plan to the deluxe plan. Now, is it super expensive on their deluxe? No, but it's more expensive than other options for the same prices, and it just really grinds my gears that they don't have as much free stuff as they should, and H&R Block Online does. So if you have your choice between the two and you're not sold on one and you're on a free file, take advantage of H&R Block's free filing, $0 returns. TurboTax is great. They have the best interface. They make their tax filing super easy. So we do love them. They're our number 2 favorite, but you will get more value of free on H&R Block for your taxes this year. All right, I hope you found that valuable. Please leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or leave a comment on the review if you're reading this on the blog. Let us know your thoughts. All right, guys, thank you very much.